Now, just to bring you some breaking news that is coming to us from President Trump. President Trump says that Charlie Kirk has died. He posted on his Truth Social platform just in the last few moments to say, the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, says the president. And now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. That a post from President.
The broadcast explodes into chaos from the very first second. The anchor interrupts regular coverage with breaking news, saying Donald Trump has posted on Truth Social that Charlie Kirk is dead. The weight of those words lands instantly, leaving no room for build-up. Viewers are thrown straight into shock and disbelief. It feels sudden, raw, and urgent. This part is a perfect intro, setting the tone for everything that follows with suspense and gravity.
Donald Trump on Truth Social. And our panel are with us here, Democratic strategist Joy Cheney and Republican strategist Matthew Bartlett. Matthew, this is really quite shocking news. A very young man, just aged 31, with a young family, the president confirming that he has been shot and killed.
Yeah, Katrina, I mean, words escape you. This is just a horrible, horrible, tragic situation. Again, a young man, a young father, a political figure, someone who expressed his ideas, his views, and who won millions of Americans over. And looks like, or has now died because of his thoughts and his ideas. You can't think of something worse in the fabric of America. And where you come today, you think about, the leaders that we have, the leaders of the past. You think about, those that inspire you, those that you agree with. And you think about just the horrible, horrible violence that was met today, and you would think that what can we take from this situation? How do you turn something so tragic and look for better days?
The panel reacts in real time, their shock visible and their word heavy. Matthew, a Republican strategist, frames the moment as a devastating strike against democracy, calling it tragic and historic. His emotions highlight the human cost of the political violence. Joy, from the other side, agrees it's a national wound, grounding it in compassion for Kirk's family. The tension here is palpable. Commentary turns into history as grief collides with politics in front of our eyes.
And you can only think that this somehow may unite us and realize that, again, while we may have differences, they are just, they pale compared to what is our humanity, our patriotism, and again, just a tragic day in American democracy, an attack on our Second Amendment rights, to see a political figure gunned down for expressing in public his thoughts, his vision, that millions of Americans agree with. Just a very tragic, unfortunately historic, sad day in America. It's very emotional being on air with you. I'm sure the viewers as well. It's very human. And to, again, you must think right now, first and foremost, the thoughts and prayers are with Charlie's wife, his young family. As you reported, Katrina, his wife was there, saw his assassination before her eyes. And again, the larger context of how just abhorrent and truly sickening this despicable terrorist act was, which is now an assassination.
The anchor reads out Trump's alleged post again, almost in disbelief, before turning back to the panel. Joy Cheney steps in with a sharp warning, saying rhetoric and division may fuel violence. She stresses that admiration or dislike doesn't matter. No one should lose their life for their views. The clip moves from pure shock into deeper reflection. The segment pushes the audience to think not only about the event itself, but the dangerous climate that surrounds it.
Indeed, as you say, Matthew, it is shocking. I'm just going to recap what President Trump has said because as you're saying there, it's kind of hard to believe that somebody was speaking a couple of hours ago, they were shot, and now President Trump posting on Truth Social to say that Charlie Kirk is dead. I'll just read again what President...
The camera shifts to Utah, where eyewitness Adam Bartholomew brings the scene to life. He recalls standing on a balcony when the shots rang out, people hitting the floor, and chaos spreading like fire. His account is raw and immediate, pulling the audience into the panic as if they were there. This eyewitness perspective changes the story from abstract news to live reality. The suspense rises, as his every word paints the terrifying moment vividly.
President Trump has posted, he said, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you." Joy, this is a shocking moment in this country, really, isn't it?
It is a really shocking moment, and I was thinking, I've never shared a Trump post in my life. I will contemplate sharing this one, but what I will say with a caveat, he wasn't admired and loved by all. So that's an exaggeration, but the truth is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Sorry,
let me
Matthew,
finish.
go ahead.
It doesn't matter whether he was loved. I understand why President Trump said it. I'm not critiquing it, but what I'm saying is we don't have to like and admire someone to want to believe that they get to go out and speak and share their views in front of people who support them and who don't support them, and be able to walk away from it and be alive. I don't know what the motivations of this shooter was. I don't know why he was there and what the legalities were around him carrying a gun, but we should be unequivocal about the fact that this was wrong, that this makes our democracy just that much weaker, and that he was a human being, and my condolences to him.
Adam then contrasts the horror with what came just before it. He recalls chants of USA, laughter, and his own son waiting to ask Charlie Kirk question. The event had been full of excitement and energy, a celebration of political engagement. But in a heartbeat, everything collapsed. That contrast between joy and fear makes the violence cut deeper. Viewers are reminded how fragile normalcy is, how quickly it can shatter into tragedy.
His family and to his children, who will be scarred by this for the rest of their lives. And I hope they can make something positive out of this moment. But we've got to make a turn in this country. We've got to turn our rhetoric down. And if you know someone who's kind of flirting with political violence, you have to cut it off. You have to stop it immediately. That goes for me and everyone else.
Okay, well, Joy and Matthew, I'll come back to you in just a moment because I want to go back live to Utah now where we can speak to Adam Bartholomew. He was there on the scene at the moment of this shooting. In fact, waiting to interview Charlie Kirk. Thanks for joining us here on BBC News, just as we're learning this news from President Trump that in fact Charlie Kirk has died. Can you tell us about what you've been seeing there, Adam?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's terrible news. I'm sorry to hear that about Charlie. I was up on the upper balcony of the courtyard interviewing counter-protesters that were there to speak out against Charlie Kirk's presence on campus when the shots rang out, and it was chaos. Everybody dropped to the floor. Everybody dropped to the ground. There was confusion, and then people started scrambling for the exits, and word got out shortly after the shooting that Charlie had been shot. And everybody that I talked to has been in shock and just astounded that this political violence would happen here in our own backyard here in Utah.
And you said, Adam, you were...
The aftermath unfolds with emotion and division. Many in the crowd are crying, stunned by what they witnessed. Yet Adam also notices others, online and in person, mocking and even celebrating. He calls it disgusting and inhumane. This part highlights a dark reality. Even tragedy becomes fuel for division. It is one of the most revealing moments of the video, a painful reminder of how fractured society has become and how urgently compassion is needed.
Up on a balcony with some protesters. Were there many protesters at the event?
I don't know, there might have been 50 people there protesting Charlie. The crowd to see Charlie and the counter protesting, it was far greater for sure. That there was probably maybe 50 or 60 people protesting against Charlie Kirk.
Mm. And what was the mood of the event before this shooting took place? Charlie Kirk engaging with the audience, we're told, throwing out hats, taking questions.
Yeah, it was the mood was great. My own son was waiting in line to ask Charlie a question. The people were chanting USA, USA. Whenever there was the anti-Charlie Kirk protesters would be screaming. They were chanting curse words, F Charlie Kirk, that kind of thing. And there would be the other side would start chanting USA and Charlie Kirk, and people were excited to see him. There was the mood was really good. The mood was positive, leading up to the tragedy.
Mm. And I know it's just a few minutes now since President Trump has confirmed this news that Charlie Kirk has died, but has there been any reaction to that where you are from those people, like you say, yourself and your son and others who were gathered to see him there?
Yeah, there's been several people out here in tears. After the initial shooting, there were people up on the balcony with me that were excited, and they were celebrating the fact. They were saying, "Oh, fingers crossed," and it was disgusting. And I've since seen in my own Twitter comments, from the live feed of the event, people sharing those same sentiments. Those people are in the minority for sure, but it's disgusting and despicable to see.
The focus shifts to the bigger picture, security. Adam describes how easy it was to walk into the venue unchecked, even with bulky equipment. No searches, no barriers, no protection. After the shots, lockdowns began, and SWAT teams cleared buildings like a military operation. His words raised chilling questions about how such failures could happen. The ending leaves viewers with a sense of urgency, demanding accountability. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.
People celebrating this kind of political violence, in my opinion. To think that somebody's opinions, somebody's words are so offensive that you're driven to this kind of violence. It's unbelievable to me.
And Adam, when you arrived there with your son and as all the others were arriving, what was the security situation like there?
There was virtually no security. I was surprised. I've been to political events here at UVU. I've been to the Republican convention just recently this year here at this very same building, and there was a lot of security then. Today there was none. I was able to walk in. I carry with me this streaming backpack setup, and you can see one of my tripods sticking out. They protrude right out of the backpack. I have equipment hanging around, and nobody stopped me. Nobody searched my bag. Anybody was able to walk in. It was right in the middle of the school day. When I walked into the building, there was school. It was in between classes, so there was hundreds upon hundreds of college kids with their backpacks on as well. So I can imagine it was a logistical nightmare for security, but there was virtually no security. I was able to walk in, totally set up. Nobody searched my bag. Nobody took my bag off.
And Adam, as far as you know, the university remains completely closed down there at the moment.
It is locked down. I was just taking before you called. I was just taking some video of the SWAT team or incident response team, whatever they call it. They were going building by building, clearing each building, as a team. Every building is locked down. They get access to it. They go in and they clear it, like a military operation.
Okay. Adam Bartholomew there, thank you for joining us from Utah Valley University there, the Orem campus, on the scene at that moment, that Charlie Kirk rally when he was speaking, engaging with students, and a single shot fired. We're now told by President Trump that Charlie Kirk has died. Adam, thank you for telling us what